Welcome, Taurus. This is your weekly Teroscope reading for July the 11th through to the 17th, 2016. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And before we begin, thank you. Thank you so, so much for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I truly do send it right back to you and hope for all the abundance and joy to be in your life that you could ever imagine or hope for. So now let's get to you. We start with, well, let's talk about the energy a little bit here, okay? Because I don't see a lot of forward movement here. I see a lot about internal processing. And a lot of people don't like readings on internal processing because they almost feel like their life is on pause. But it's your spiritual work, going inside of yourself, understanding the truths, the realities, leaning towards the true honesty to yourself sometimes is the most important work we can do. It's like driving a car. And we jump into that car and we start driving, and then we're hitting our brakes and we're hitting our brakes and we're hitting our brakes. We didn't know there was going to be a stop sign. We didn't know there was going to be construction. We didn't know there was going to be a bend in the road there. We didn't know we were going to run out of gas. And now we've got to start reading the signs. But unfortunately, we're reading the signs to where the gas station is, and only where the gas station is, and everything else kind of gets thrown out the window, and our focus can't go anywhere but refueling our energy, building our vitality. So it'll actually pull us back and make us go into this energy to some form or another if we don't actively approach this energy in a positive light. And we see that by looking at the map, by making sure that the gas tank is full, we know what to expect going forward, and so we don't hit the brakes as often. So this is probably a very important week when the energy is concerned in moving you forward so that you are prepared going forward, so that you know what you're doing, where you're going, where you want to put your energy, what needs your attention, where your drive is, where your passion is. So, and we start with the Four of Swords here. So the Four of Swords is all about recuperation, rest, relaxation, going, not burning the candle at both ends, not trying, you may feel like you are scattered everywhere this week and you're not accomplishing anything. You could, it's just wasting your energy. By looking at the roadmap ahead of time, you will know exactly where you need to put your energy, and you won't be jumping around to every situation just trying to put out fires. You'll actually be moving forward with your energy so long as you take those breaks, so long as you take time to meditate, to pray, to center yourself, to ground yourself, being alone with your thoughts, getting out in nature, taking some time for yourself, bringing in the joy and the happiness and the passions that you alone enjoy, and spoiling yourself a little bit when necessary. Now we have Temperance with the Hermit. So it's all about wanting the balance to be in our life, needing the balance to be in our life. And the Hermit is saying that we really do need to go into our cave, go into our desert, tap into our intuition, tap into our higher wisdom to devise the plan that really will work, that's viable, that's tangible, and being realistic about what we can do at the present time. And then coming out of that cave, coming out of that desert, and implementing that plan in order to really have the balance at the end of the day that we desire. We have the Page of Wands, so our thoughts are on fire, and really your thoughts are on fire here the whole week, okay? You may have hit some kind of negative energy last week, and hopefully you turned away from that energy and walked towards some good energy, because your thinking is on fire here. With the Page of Wands, the Page of Wands is really thinking outside the box, or realizing that there is no box, that the sky's the limit, that you can do or be anything you want going forward. And the creative thoughts start to happen in how to actually manifest that in your life, how to move it forward, what can truly be. We have the Nine of Cups as our underlying energy. So affirmations, 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 okay? This is our desires, our dreams. Now, being the underlying reading, it may be showing, you may be finding that you end up somewhere and it opens your eyes to a new way of doing something, or a new way of being, or a new way of becoming, or a new job setting, or a new career setting, or something that you can do within the community. it could open you up to dreams and passions just as much as you asking for dreams and passions to come into your life. We have the Eight of Swords as our overlying energy. So it is all about our perceptions changing, looking at things in a new way, in a different way. And that really goes, well, it really goes with all the cards, really, because we are meditating, we are praying, we are being honest with ourselves, we're asking those qualifying questions of ourselves, being the hermit. What will work? What do we truly want? What do we want to manifest? Who do we truly want to become? Now, how do we devise that? How do we go forward? This could be great epiphanies coming in the best sense of this card, because we see for the first time a way forward that we never realized was possible before. In a negative sense, your thought patterns are actually limiting you. Okay, your fixed train of thought, the way things have to be, the way things have to work out, and not going inside of yourself, not being truthful with yourself, not understanding that there can always be a plan B, maybe holding you back. Okay, but it's your thoughts that are holding you back more than the energies that surround you. So it's opening up our mind to new ways of being, new ways of becoming, new ways of doing. Now we have the Five of Cups here. So the Five of Cups is really crying over spilt milk. It's feeling like we can't accomplish, we can't do. This can be very depressive energy. This can actually bring us to the Four of Swords energy, where we feel depleted. We feel like we need to unplug. We feel like we can't go forward. We feel like everything we do turns to dust anyway, so why bother? It's that kind of thinking. What we did yesterday determines our future. What we did yesterday was something to empower us and gain wisdom in order to go forward, but it doesn't define our future. It's what we do with that information. So we need to turn it around. We need to get a new perspective on things, a positive perspective on what we can do, of where we can go, of what our qualities already are. And then we have the Four of Pentacles down here that leads right into that and telling you to embrace your talents, your gifts, your abilities, to own them, to take ownership of them, to show what you have to bring to the table to others in your life. Okay, now this also talks about something that is holding you back, and I'm thinking with all the other cards here, it's a thought process. It's the way you've always viewed things to be. It's the way you always felt things needed to be done. It was kind of like the rule book that you were leaning on. And the rule book, there's a rule in there that really should be revised or updated or taken out completely because it no longer fits. And so long as you have that rule in place, it's not going to allow you to see the beauty of what can be, of what can become in all of its essence, and all of its empowerment, and all of its strength, and all of the gifts it has to offer you. Now, as we go towards the weekend, we have the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups is going forward. New beginnings, new paths, new passions, new dreams. Building our self-confidence, building our awareness of what can be on that path. Many people think that this is a card that you really need to close doors behind you, and maybe doors that you don't want to close because it's giving you that firm foundation, it's giving you that love. But I see this more as a transformative card, where it is allowing you to move forward and changing that energy in your life. The way it gives you security, the way it gives you love. It's like the young child that grows to adulthood and they're ready to leave home, to grow their independence, to grow their dreams, to manifest their desires, their wants, to step into their dreams and their possibilities. But they don't close the door on the family home. They do, it changes. It changes in the way it gives them love. It changes in the way it gives them security. So expect, as the weekend starts to roll out and you go into next week, that relationships, situations are going to start changing in the value that you once gave it or it once gave to you. And it's with the Fool and the Ten of Swords. So the Fool is the brand new path opening up to you. Maybe needing to take a risk in order to step onto that path. But this path is definitely leaning upon your wisdom. Okay, the sun is breaking through in this card. You are ready to push yourself up. So really, this energy is probably only going to be for a week, where you really need to think things through to the extreme like you do in order to tap into the wisdom, in order for that new path to appear in front of you. Now for love, relationships, we have the Eight of Wands. And this is all kinds of new opportunities coming in and being in your life. When it comes to love, so if you're looking for a relationship, there might be more than one choice available this week. There might be several people asking you out, or you're asking them out, or you're striking up conversations with, or you feel that close bond with all of a sudden, and they're complete strangers. That could definitely happen if you're single. It could actually happen even if you are in a relationship. So be the diplomat. Choose wisely at all times. But now, when we are looking too far forward in, let's say we just started dating somebody, it's within the 6-month period, and now we are looking towards getting married, getting the house with the picket fence and the dog, and the shelter dog, the rescue dog, and 2.5 kids, and we're just going to have, I'm going to go to work every day, or I'm going to be remodeling, or I'm going to have a studio, and they're going to pick me up this way, and I'm going to pick them up this way, and we're going to just live this happy life together. And we're looking so far in the future, we don't see the opportunities that are presented to us at the time, today, in order to grow that relationship. Maybe it's an opportunity to bring them home a special gift, a little token. It could be worth $1. It could have been free. The fact was you thought about them. Maybe you have an opportunity to just send them a text today saying, I love you. It's the little steps, it's the little opportunities that are going to matter within the relationship and bring in the passion and bring in the sensuality. Now, if you are looking for a relationship, you could actually meet somebody in a health, well-being kind of energy. So it could be the yoga class you attend. It could be where everybody's going out and they're doing a group painting together, singing together, meditating together. It could be in a health food store. It could be in a gymnasium. It could be jogging through the park. Okay, because we have the Ace of Cups here in. So this is also, when it's in health and vitality, this is where you start to get a new sense of your energy, your vitality. So don't worry so much about this energy, because so long as you take the time out when you need the time out, you're going to start increasing your vitality. You are going to start increasing your health and well-being. And I do have to show you this card because I don't show all the cards that I lay out, but they all have to be laid out in order to have the right placement. It's so often when I pull the Fool card in a reading that the World card is somewhere else hidden. And the World card is saying, yep, that new path is going to be available to you. You have come full circle. You are ready to go to the next level of your journey, the next level of your path, the new path that's opening up to you. But there are loose ends, there are details that you need to take care of in order to do that. And this is in your spirituality. Maybe you're not giving enough time to your spirituality. Maybe this is where you really need to put your focus, put your energy. When available, it's important. It really is important to tap into you, your intuition, your higher wisdom, your angels, God, your spirit guides, the universe. And so there could be great clarity on how to actually move forward, on how to release baggage, and how to walk into new experiences through your spirituality this week. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.